Welcome back to The Big Idea. Tonight we're turning something you have an abundance of into big money. It's your aggravations. We all got them. Whenever something bugs you, whenever you say, there's got to be a better way, you need to perk up and take notice, because you could be on to an idea worth millions. And my next guest found a better way to condition the Ultimate Warriors, and all the rest of us too. He found a better way for a push-up.
The better way, Body Rev. It makes push-ups safer and more effective with a simple rotating disc that mirrors the body's natural movements. It's a device invented by a former Navy SEAL and inspired by the physical demands on these elite warriors. Now, Body Rev is introducing new exercise products and selling in the millions.
Alden Mills, founder and president of Body Rev. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm fired up to be here.
We're going to rev them up tonight, man.
We are, and we're going to help you. You're going to help us get all revved up
We're going to pump you up.
That's what it's all about,
Okay,
Donny.
before we start, because another one of our shows, the best ideas are when all of a sudden something's not working in you right, something that is, you know, either taking too long or costing too much or not tasting right, and you say, there's got to be a better way. That's what you did, and you did it as a Navy SEAL. You give me the moment where you guys are working out and you go, wait a second, there's something wrong with basically training overall.
The moment, it's called pain and suffering.
Okay.
You kind of missed that piece of the equation for us. You know, invention, it comes in all different ways, shapes, and sizes, but for me, it happened when I was a platoon commander back at SEAL Team 2. We had gone through a whole series of tests, and we had a really high disability rate in SEAL Team. Over 70% of SEALs, after 20 years in service, were on disability. Military cracked down, created a study, and just by chance, they picked my platoon that I was platoon commander of to do a study on why were we having such a high disability rate. And they tracked a large piece of it down to the way we were doing physical training. And what they ended up realizing is that a lot of the things we were doing isolated muscle movement. So kind of focusing on one muscle group and just pounding.
But that's what a lot of training is. I mean, that's what I've worked out over the years. And so basically, you're saying fundamentally all working out was incorrect.
Some of the principles of bodybuilding, as an example. Bodybuilding is a very fine art of working on different muscle groups to get exactly the results you want. But the majority of us are not bodybuilders, right, especially elite warriors like SEAL Team guys. And even a mom, okay? They want to get in shape, but they need to do functional training.
But something as fundamental as the push-up, as we all know it, you figured out there's got to be a better way for the push-up.
There is.
Okay.
There is a much better way.
Let me hear about it.
And let me tell you.
Okay.
It all
You're going
has
to tell
to
me.
do with natural movement of your body. This is not a breakthrough concept here. When I throw a punch, my arm naturally wants to rotate 90 degrees.
Right.
Why is that? Because your muscles are made of spindles, and they attach spirally. So whether I'm hitting a baseball or a golf ball and I'm rotating through, muscle contraction occurs with a spiral motion. So the same thing happens when you want to do any exercise. And in this case, when I do a push-up, I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to lower myself down and rotate through the movement. When that happens, more muscles get engaged naturally.
As opposed to push-ups, our entire life has been like this.
That's right.
And you figured out, and that was one of the reasons that a lot of the SEALs were getting hurt. That's why I'm in crappy shape now. So you come up with the body. First, let's do a little demo. I'm going to do a demo.
I would love to see you do a demo.
This is a perfect example of things that have been one way for 100 years. Okay, push-up. Right. That's the way. No, there's always a better way.
There is.
And here it is.
There is.
We're going to do this. Is hard stuff. I'm actually in the middle of working out these days, so I'm a little sore.
Good,
We'll
good.
give it a shot. Okay,
so here's what we're going to do. Okay. Let me set you up correctly here now, right? First, we're going to turn these handles in, just like we finished throwing the punch. Now, move your hands in just a little closer. Get a little more natural comfort there, right?
Right, okay.
Now, before you even go down, I just want you to understand, you're going to go down, you're going to rotate out 90 degrees.
All right, when I push down.
That's all you're going to do.
And when I come back up?
And then you come back, you're going to squeeze back in,
Here we go.
We're going to get these guns.
Yeah.
Let's go there. Yeah, push back up. See that? Now breathe in. You feel that power right there? Doesn't that feel good? That's, look at that. You feel that pump?
Guns.
Let me see the guns.
That's
you got something there? It's a little.
By the way, as my good
You're
friend,
going to have to check those in airport security.
As my good friend Nick Wall would say, you got a vet? You know why? These puppies are sick. That's what. I got that from Jonathan Wall's 3-year-old son. There you go.
That's good. Okay. That's good. I
that's
like
great.
that.
Okay, but
like
that's a perfect example. Let me catch my breath. That's a perfect example of There's always a better way.
Yeah. How did those feel, though? Didn't it feel more natural?
It did.
And there's less strain on the wrist and the elbow and the shoulder.
And
now you're going to want to do it more.
I love it.
And then guess what happens? Just like your idea with the show here, people get a little success and they get more and more, and it steamrolls in a positive way.
So now you find out there's a better way for a push-up. How do you take it? How do you build it? How do you get it going?
Well, the very first thing you do, in coming from SEAL Team, I basically took the same things I learned from SEAL Team and I built my own little fire team. You find the absolute best people that are great in the areas that I'm not great in. And the first one started off with getting a fabulous business partner that has all the strengths that I don't have. And then you find that marketing person that has all these creative elements. And you find this person that was this wonderful industrial designer who is near and dear to my heart as the kind of the grand master. And I went down and I pitched him, and I had this cutting board with 25 pounds of clay on it. I couldn't get it through airport security, so I had to drive down from San Francisco to L.A., knock on this guy's door, and he basically said, I just sold my business. I don't want any part of this. I'm going to build my own products. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Can I just tell you my idea for a second? And he said, he goes, no, I'm done with this. And he was 65 years old, and he was kind of a curmudgeon, and I said, Steve, wait, I just drove down here. Can I just show you this? He goes, all right, tell me about your background. And I said, well, you know, I was in the Navy for this many years. And he goes, you were in the Navy? I was in the Navy. It saved my life. I was going down the wrong path when I was a high schooler.
Right.
I'm listening. And by the end of the conversation, he said, look, pay me for the materials. I'll build you the thing.
I love it. Now, what's this over here?
That's how it started. This is actually the first product that we invented. And that is called a rotational weight system.
Okay.
It is basically a new category of fitness by itself. And what you're looking at is all rotational principle. If you think about the perfect push-up, it's horizontal rotation on the ground.
But what is
this? Vertical.
Okay, so what do I do with this?
What you're going to do, let me show you first. This is a weight system, all
Okay, right.
This goes from 4 pounds to 8 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
And you're going to do it in one of two ways. You're holding it right now in what we just call the regular grip.
Right.
So we could do the very basic, just little curls, rotating it up.
Right.
It's a tool for your upper body to get the shoulders
this is a cool thing.
engaged.
Right.
But now, switch your grip.
Okay.
Now I'm going to have to show you how you switch your grip. Put one hand on one side, one hand on the other. Turn your palms so they're facing your chest.
Okay.
All right? Just like this.
Okay, I got it.
Now I want you to go like this. I want you to rev that.
Oh, yeah.
And back and forth. Now
That's
you've
cool.
got yourself an upper body ergometer.
Right.
You're getting the upper body engaged with the core because your hands are connected together.
I like this.
Your core has to stabilize.
Feel it.
Now, we
I like
put your lower body engaged at the same time, Donnie,
Right.
and you're asking for a serious workout cardiovascularly in a very short period of time.
I like
and
that.
that's functional training at its finest.
I love it. Well, he's a Navy SEAL who made good, making millions, because he's a guy who said,
there's got to be a better way.
there he is, Alden Mills, founder and president of Body Rev. We're going to pump you up. Okay, let those magic words become music to your ears, because they mean big money. We're showing you why tonight. Don't go anywhere.